I think that our government can do more, because we're going to need the help. There's roads gone. It's going to take a lot to rebuild us.
There's so much more that could be done, and giving us $750 if you can even apply for it is ridiculous. And I've only heard of a handful of people getting approved. $750 isn't going to do anything even if you do get approved. Not with the damage we're seeing, not with the hurting that people are going through right now.
Fox News just released some in-person accounts from people in the North Carolina area affected by Hurricane Helene and what it is really like, how thankful people are for the volunteers that are bringing supplies, food, help, and how disappointed they are, these locals, the volunteers, the residents affected, how disappointed all of them are by the lack of response of the government, the ridiculous words that Joe Biden has said, and the dismissive words he shared about the situation. We're going to watch a first-hand account from Fox News, from locals in the area affected by Hurricane Helene. It's Sean Daniel here. If you enjoy these videos, consider subscribing. Let's go.
Fox News alert: the Southeast is picking up the pieces after Helene killed more than 230 people, making it the deadliest hurricane to hit our mainland since Katrina.
Right. The Biden-Harris administration sending 500 more active duty troops to hard-hit North Carolina, bringing the total to 1,500 as thousands are still waking up without power.
Lawrence is live in North Carolina with a first-hand look of the destruction. Lawrence, what has it been like over the course of the past day or so for you?
Hey, good morning, family. It's really hard to describe because it's something that you would typically look at in some movie or, you hear reports about it, but when you really get here on the ground, you see just devastation like none other. Right behind me, it used to be a car repair shop. And as you can see, there's one car right here, but you see other cars that are inside of the building that are just smashed together. And to the left of me used to be a mattress shop, and it's not even visible. At first, it took us going to Google Maps to figure out what the business is. The people here are struggling. There's questions about the response here so far. And, I always tell people, I'm not going to disagree with administration when they say FEMA is here. The problem is the residents aren't seeing them right now. But just a big undertaking from the people coming together here, businesses coming together, Samaritan's Purse who is on the ground. So where the government hasn't been here, you've seen the community come together, guys.
The interesting thing to think about, why is it that there's such a minimal government response right now? Does the election year have something to do with it? Does maybe not wanting people to be able to get set up again so that they can get their life set up so they can be in a position to register to vote and to vote? Because this is rural areas, it's most likely conservative areas and counties. Does that have something to do with it? Or they don't want to help these people get back set so they can properly vote, have their life set up? Is that it? Is it just overall selfishness that they truly only care about illegal migrants more than they care about U.S. citizens? Is it true that the money has run out, quote unquote, within FEMA, the budget that they have has run out? It's interesting to think about, why are they not making a huge jump to help these people?
It's always the case. It's often the case. It's all too often the case, Lawrence, these days when it comes to some crisis. You look to your neighbor. Sadly, we can't look to our leaders. And I know that you spoke to many of those neighbors, many of those people in North Carolina over the last couple of days. Here it is.
Here we go.
We never thought it would hit up here in these mountains like this. But when we walked down and seen that road gone and that bridge gone, it took my breath. I was like, what happened?
Lots of disaster in this area, a lot dead, a lot without power and water. We don't know when the water will be restored. I don't have either right now.
My son hiked 5 miles to get me. We went through all the devastation of, there were no roads, there were no homes, there was nothing.
Just so much damage. It's been somewhat overwhelming. We feel like we're in a war zone.
And I've experienced guys coming up here from other cities packing up this free stuff that they are sending us, saying they're going to sell it. All donated goods for us. There's places that lost their homes. There's families that lost everything they had.
People have drove up and they've saw what we've got, and they've just covered their face in their hands, sobbing that they were able to find something to eat, something for their babies.
It's such an outreach from around the country.
Yeah.
I mean, folks from all states coming in, and they're just helping us and bringing supplies in, truckload after truckload.
So if anybody needs it, we're here.
Wow.
And we will, as long as we have supplies, we will be here for the long haul.
I think that our government can do more.
Yep.
You know, because we're going to need the help. There's roads gone. There's, you know, it's going to take a lot to rebuild us.
There's so much more that could be done, and giving us $750 if you can even apply for it is ridiculous.
Yep.
And I've only heard of a handful of people getting approved. $750 isn't going to do anything even if you do get approved. Not with the damage we're seeing, not with the hurting that people are going through right now.
Where is the help for Western North Carolina? We can send billions to Ukraine.
Boom.
And we can't help Western North Carolina. You know, we have spent all of this money on all of these people crossing our borders that are open. And now we're telling the people of America, the U.S., that need the money, we can't give you no money. That's our money. We pay it in, we work, and we should receive some benefit from the government for with our own money. It's just not right. The people of Western North Carolina that are hit hard should not be suffering like this.
I don't think she's doing enough. And I don't think Biden's doing enough either. I'm sorry, I don't. Because
Tell it like it is.
Heard on the radio myself, so it ain't hearsay, Biden said, what storm?
Everybody I talk to, it's pretty much a slap in the face. We're not getting the support from her, from the president, the sitting president. We're just kind of having to suffer through it and figure it out on our own.
I would say to Kamala Harris, this tragedy did not happen in a nice neighborhood downtown Asheville. Step out, get your rain boots on, get your mud boots on, your gloves on, and go out there and walk through what I hiked through for 2.5 miles to get back to Asheville, to get back to my family. You hike it. Then you tell me what it's like. You step it up. You're up your game.
President Trump will do a lot. He's gonna help us.
He's definitely showing up, and he's making it known that he knows what's going on and that he wants to help.
We don't want to hand out. We want to hand up. And that's what Trump's going to do for us. We got to get him back in there.
Wow, man. These people, that was a great 3-minute segment right there. The people see what the hell's going on. And if the Biden administration and Kamala Harris administration are going to treat people like this, first of all, it's got to be by design. Stuff does not happen by accident with major government decisions. It's not just some we ran out of money. Oh, we did. They find a way to make the money, to get the money, to borrow it. Look what they did with Ukraine. All the weapons that they've handed over, the aid, the money, the illegals. Things happen by design. Exactly why, I do not know. We'll see who uncovers that. But things happen by design. And as a result of these things happening by design, and these people not being taken care of, it's just backfiring. Look at that. Everyone in that area, who's probably already conservative, or most of them are, they want absolutely nothing to do with Kamala Harris and Joe Biden now. You saw that. And yes, I know that was cut up by Fox News. It was edited. Okay. But I bet if you walk around that area, every video you're seeing on Twitter is frustrated people. Let's see what else Fox News has to say.
Some powerful words. Let's bring in Richard King. He's the owner of Pure and Proper. Richard, for our audience, you know, that aren't here on the ground, they say it's been over a week and things must be going well. As someone that's from here, that is on the ground here, can you describe what it's like here right now?
It's hard to describe it. When I've tried to tell people who don't live here or haven't been in some of the areas that I've been in, you can't exaggerate the story enough for people to get a feeling of what it's like. It's impossible to explain to people over the phone. It's just like it's trying to explain a rock concert. Like some of that stuff, you just have to be there. You have to feel it, and you just can't exaggerate the story enough for people to take that in.
What are some of the things that you guys are dealing with right now? I know even this morning right now, there's still areas with no power. People still need water.
That's insane.
Is that just the start of the issues here right now?
Yeah, there's no water. We live in Black Mountain, just 10 minutes up the road. Still no water in most of those, in probably 90% of that area. And even when we do get water, which they're saying in a few days, we're gonna be under a boiler advisory for a long time. So it's not like you can just start brushing your teeth and drinking all that. Restaurants are struggling because, you know, they need to boil that water and cook that water. It creates a whole nother issue because you can't have an outbreak. You know, you can't have, amongst all the problems that we're dealing with, you can't have someone getting sick over, you know, things like that. So we're in this, it's gonna be a long road.
You know, you're not a political guy. You just have been stepping up to help your fellow neighbors, providing food for folks. What's the response been like here on the ground? What are people telling you? Do they need more? What's the overall vibe here?
Honestly, I mean, what we're doing is we're pulling restaurants and culinary people together to create a place for them to cook. Because we got cooks and dishwashers and people that are sitting at home, and I'm like, no, let's get to work. Let's get after it. Let's serve other people. And the response from churches in the area, places like Valley Hope and Swan Oak Christian, Black Mountain Presbyterian, they've all been pulling together and just, I mean, it's incredible to see what they're doing. And, you know, we're not waiting on help, we're creating the help. And so that's what we're doing, and it's beautiful. You know, I understand the situation, but it's beautiful to see these people just get after it. I know people in this area, they're Appalachian people, they kind of the butt of a lot of jokes, but these are the people that you want in your corner when this kind of stuff goes down, because they are ready to get after it. They're ready. They got a chainsaw, they got a track hoe, they got some sort of piece of equipment. They're ready to use it, and they're not waiting for someone to come and cut the tree down. They're cutting the tree down. They're helping their neighbor.
Wow.
And, you know, it sounds cliche, but it really is just a grassroots community effort to get stuff done to get it better.
And we've been seeing it, brother. Thank you so much for giving me some time this morning. We're praying for you guys.
Thank you.
And guys,
That's amazing, man. That's really amazing that people are going out helping. Let's hear what he has to say if there's anything else before we...
That's the story that we continue to hear on the ground, is of not waiting, that they're gonna step up to help their neighbors. They're not gonna wait on the government to come to the rescue, and we've been seeing them out here in force, guys.
That's truly amazing because, first of all, like the anchor said, this black guy, that it's really hard to describe certain things until you see them. Or like all the videos you watch, you know, you see the devastation stuff. I mean, it doesn't really live for you till you see it. Having traveled to over 20-something countries in the world, seen some third world countries, you don't really, myself, I didn't really understand the greatness of America to the degree that I do now until after I traveled, because I got to see really low quality countries, standard of living wise, that then make me see what it's really like out in the world, and then makes me more thankful for what it's like in America. And that's the same thing here. Like, I'm sure we've all seen some devastated areas in our life, and you really don't grasp how bad it is, and none of us really can right now through these videos until we see it in person. And the fact that all these people are coming together to give, to serve in their time of need, it's amazing. The Bible says, as ye give, so shall ye receive. Let's see that exact verse. Luke 6:38. Give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, and shaken together, and running over, shall men give into your bosom. For the same measure that ye meet withal, it shall be measured to you again. Give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, okay, like when you fill a cup, you fill it up to the top, you press down, you shake it to fill out all the little air gaps so you can put more stuff in the cup, and then running over, shall men give into your bosom. You're going to be overflown with what you're going to be receiving back when you give. And the interesting thing is that these people I need to stop saying interesting, but the great observation and lesson in this situation, these people, like this guy right here, like some of these people hurt by the hurricane, are out here. What are they doing in their time of need? Yes, they're taking care of themselves, getting what they need with supplies. But some of them, as we're seeing online, they're out here actually giving themselves when they're in a time of need. They're living the truth of give and it shall be given unto you. They're going to get their need met. They're going to get blessed, not only in their soul, because they're getting the joy of giving, the joy of service, but God's going to be able to take care of them in different ways because of them being willing to give. And another thing is that sometimes in life, when we have these hard struggles, we have these hard times, sometimes when we're really stuck in a situation, some of the best things we can do is give. Get our mind off ourselves, focus on someone else's need, try to minister to them, try to help them. And first of all, it gets our mind off of our problem. Second of all, it gets us feeling blessed because we're giving. We're all the most blessed when we're giving and serving and having an impact, unless you're, totally selfish. So it gets you in a better mind state. It has you actually doing something. And then because your mind is off yourself, I'm sure some of you have experienced this before, because your mind is off of yourself and you don't have this anxiousness about your situation, that's when the solutions can actually come for your problem. That's when God can go to work, because you're not constantly, oh man, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this. Like how many times in your life have you taken your mind off yourself, said, oh, you know what, I can't do nothing about this, screw it, and then that's when the solution comes. That's what I've been taught growing up, is to get my mind off myself when I'm dealing with a tough situation. And these people are living that principle. And look at how blessed they are. Like this guy. This guy's not like, oh, woe is me, down is, oh, it's so bad. Yes, he's aware of the destruction. But look how blessed he is. He says, no, let's get people together. Let's get them working. Let's do something, come together. This guy's not walking around sad, down and out. And that's because of his great attitude and the great heart of everybody coming together to serve, to try to meet the need. It's a great testament of the American people, of people in general. And it's amazing the stark contrast it is to the politicians and people in power that just want to play these games with money and not giving certain aid and help where it is needed. Who knows for what all the reasons are? But it's amazing to see the contrast of truly great American people. And especially even, you look at Trump, he's trying to get Starlink with Elon Musk, get people some internet coverage down there. And who knows what else he's doing, but he's definitely doing a lot more than Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. But I think these people might have Trump beat. They're doing a lot of their free time just to go and serve. It's a great testament to the American people. Gotta love it. And as a result of this, I'm sure that the Democrats are going to lose even more votes, which would be great for Trump and great for the nation. It's itsSeanDaniel here. If you guys want to see some more videos, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.